Hello everyone, welcome to your 12th Neapolitan lesson. Today we will learn the conditional tense and the continuous tenses. The conditional tense corresponds to the same in English where we use would and should. We use it when we express a wish or generally an action that you are supposed to do. This tense has its own conjugations, so we will learn every single one. Let's get started. Would be.
I fosse, tu fusse, esse fosse, noi fussimo, voi fussero, loro fossero.
Would have.
I tenesse, tu tenisse, esse tenesse, noi tenessimo, voi tenissero, loro tenessero.
Would stay.
I stesse, tu stisse, esse stesse, noi stessimo, voi stissero, loro stessero.
Would make or would do.
I facesse, tu facisse, esse facesse, noi facessimo, voi facissero, loro facessero.
Would go.
I esse, tu isse, esse, noi essimo, voi issero, loro essero.
Would go out.
I ascesse, tu ascisse, esse ascesse, noi ascessimo, voi ascissero, loro ascessero.
Would leave.
I lasciasse, tu lasciasse, esse lasciasse, noi lasciassimo, voi lasciassero, loro lasciassero.
Would eat.
I mangiasse, magnasse, tu mangiasse, magnasse, esse mangiasse, magnasse, noi mangiassimo, magnassimo, voi mangiassero, magnassero, loro mangiassero, magnassero.
Would drink.
I bevesse, bevesse, tu bevisse, bevisse, esse bevesse, bevesse, noi bevessimo, bevessimo, voi bevissero, bevissero, loro bevessero, bevessero.
Would say or would tell.
I dicesse, tu dicisse, esse dicesse, noi dicessimo, voi dicissero, loro dicessero.
Would speak or would talk.
I parlasse, tu parlasse, esse parlasse, noi parlassimo, voi parlassero, loro parlassero.
Would see.
I veresse, tu verisse, esse veresse, noi veressimo, voi verissero, loro veressero.
Would watch or would look.
I guardasse, tu guardasse, esse guardasse, noi guardassimo, voi guardassero, loro guardassero.
Would find or would look for or would search.
I trovasse, tu trovasse, esse trovasse, noi trovassimo, voi trovassero, loro trovassero.
Would come.
I venisse, tu venisse, esse venisse, noi venissimo, voi venissero, loro venissero.
Would come back or would return.
I tornasse, tu tornasse, esse tornasse, noi tornassimo, voi tornassero, loro tornassero.
Would take or would get something.
I pigliasse, tu pigliasse, esse pigliasse, noi pigliassimo, voi pigliassero, loro pigliassero.
Would call.
I chiamasse, tu chiamasse, esse chiamasse, noi chiamassimo, voi chiamassero, loro chiamassero.
Would sleep.
I dormisse, tu dormisse, is esse dormesse, noi dormessem, voi dormissev, loro dormessero.
Would give.
I resse, tu risse, is esse resse, noi ressem, voi rissev, loro ressero.
Would put.
I mettesse, tu mettisse, is esse mettesse, noi mettessem, voi mettissev, loro mettessero.
Would hear or would listen.
I sendesse, tu sendisse, is esse sendesse, noi sendessem, voi sendissev, loro sendessero.
Would feel.
I me sendesse, tu te sendisse, is esse se sendesse, noi se sendessem, voi ve sendissev, loro se sendessero.
Would read.
I leggesse, tu leggisse, is esse leggesse, noi leggessem, voi leggissev, loro leggessero.
Would write.
I scrivesse, tu scrivisse, is esse scrivesse, noi scrivessem, voi scrivissev, loro scrivessero.
Would teach.
I imbarasse, tu imbarasse, is esse imbarasse, noi imbarassem, voi imbarasseva, loro imbarassero.
Would learn.
I imbarasse, tu imbarasse, is esse s'imbarasse, noi s'imbarassem, voi v'imbarasseva, loro s'imbarassero.
Would ask.
I addomannasse, tu addomannasse, is esse addomannasse, noi addomannassem, voi addomannasseva, loro addomannassero.
Would finish.
I finisse, tu finisse, is esse finisse, noi finissem, voi finissev, loro finissero.
Would think.
I pensasse, tu pensasse, is esse pensasse, noi pensassem, voi pensassev, loro pensassero.
Would buy.
I accattasse, tu accattasse, is esse accattasse, noi accattassem, voi accattassev, loro accattassero.
Would seem or would look like.
I paresse, tu parisse, is esse paresse, noi paressem, voi parissev, loro paressero.
Would remember or would remind.
I m'arricordasse, tu t'arricordasse, is esse s'arricordasse, noi c'arricordassem, voi v'arricordassev, loro s'arricordassero.
Would know or would be able to.
I sapesse, tu sapisse, is esse sapesse, noi sapessem, voi sapissev, loro sapessero.
Would walk.
I camminasse, tu camminasse, is esse camminasse, noi camminassem, voi camminassev, loro camminassero.
Would like to.
I volesse, tu volisse, is esse volesse, noi volessem, voi volissev, loro volessero.
Would like.
A me mi piacesse, a te ti piacesse, a issa esse ci piacesse, a noi ci piacesse, a voi vi piacesse, a loro ci piacesse.
Would understand.
I capesse, tu capisse, is esse capesse, noi capessem, voi capissev, loro capessero.
Would live.
I campasse, tu campasse, is esse campasse, noi campassem, voi campassev, loro campassero.
Would enjoy or would joke or would have fun.
I pariasse, tu pariasse, is esse pariasse, noi pariassem, voi pariassev, loro pariassero.
would bring,
I portasse, tu portasse, is esse portasse, noi portassem, voi portassero, loro portassero.
would try,
I provasse, tu provasse, is esse provasse, noi provassem, voi provassero, loro provassero.
would play,
I giucasse, tu giucasse, is esse giucasse, noi giucassem, voi giucassero, loro giucassero.
could,
I putesse, tu putisse, is esse putesse, noi putessem, voi putissero, loro putessero.
should,
I essa, tu isse, is esse, noi essem, voi issero, loro essere.
Now we will learn the continuous tenses. These tenses are used to describe an action that is not yet finished, and we use the ing form to express it. In English we use the verb to be to construct it. In Neapolitan and Italian we use the verb to stay. We have two tenses in Neapolitan like in English, present and past. We already learned the present continuous in lesson 3, and some verbs in the ing form. Here we have the two forms. Having,
Tenen, aven,
doing or making,
facen,
going,
yen,
going out,
ascen,
leaving,
lascian,
eating,
mangian, magnan,
drinking,
beven, veven,
saying or telling,
ricen,
speaking or talking,
parlan,
looking or watching,
veren, guardan,
finding, looking for or searching,
truan,
coming,
venen,
coming back or returning,
turnan,
taking or getting something,
piglian,
calling,
chiaman,
sleeping,
rurmen,
giving,
ran,
putting,
metten,
listening,
senden,
feeling,
senden,
reading,
leggen,
writing,
scriven,
teaching,
baran,
learning,
baran,
asking,
adumannan,
finishing,
fenen,
thinking,
pensan,
buying,
accattan,
seeming or looking like,
paren,
remembering or reminding,
arricurdan,
knowing or being able to,
sapen,
walking,
cammenan,
wanting,
vulen,
understanding,
capen,
living,
campan,
enjoy or joking or having fun,
parian,
bringing,
purtan,
playing,
iucan,
trying.
pruan.
And you've reached the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like on the video, then comment with your thoughts and questions. Then subscribe to our channel to support us and ring the notification bell to keep up to date with future videos. See you soon.